Hey guys! Hey, we're filming. Hi, how are you? Welcome back to the next episode of Day Drinking with Bilbo. As you can see, Alyssa's here joining me. We're in the same outfit we were in for the last episode because we're actually filming a few of these over the weekend for you. She likes them, she likes participating, and she can't do it Monday through Thursday. So Day Drinking with Bilbo kind of became drinking Friday through Sunday with Bilbo a lot. So if you catch us in the order, if you pay attention, you'll see where we start in the weekend. So we started the grilled cheese one on a Friday. So you'll see how many we do on a Friday. If you watch the next few episodes in order, you'll see where we're at and how much we've had to drink exactly. That was Alyssa finishing tequila from the last tasting there. Anyway, welcome back to Day Drinking with Bilbo. Alyssa's joining us, and we have a new pairing for you. Before Richard had requested that grilled cheese episode, I actually had a sandwich one planned, and it was kind of a weird one. And in my head, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm willing to try it in front of you guys on camera. And that was to do a pairing with tuna fish sandwich. And we're talking about the good old canned tuna, the 50 cents a can at your grocery store, mayonnaise, relish, mix it up, put it on some bread, tuna sandwich. Now, why did I want to do that? Because everyone's got tuna somewhere in their pantry. Everyone's got a can of tuna sitting in the back of their pantry. You might have forgotten it. It might be expired. But you've got tuna laying around. And if you recall, during these quarantine classes, we're trying to do stuff you might already have at your house. It's not saying that over the course of 30 classes, you're going to have every bottle of alcohol we use and every single ingredient we use. But you can maybe get something close, or maybe you do half the classes. So, for those of you that have tuna laying around, I do mine real simple. There's relish in there, and this time I think I used a dill relish. And some black pepper, and then mayonnaise. And I'm not a mayonnaise guy. I don't want my tuna salad the way like Subway makes it. No disrespect to Subway. I love Subway. I eat there regularly. Not right now during quarantine, but before. I don't want it to be this liquid goop, right? I want to taste tuna, right? The mayonnaise is just there to hold everything together. So we go relatively light, and I'm actually going to show you. I don't even know if you're going to be able to tell on camera, but you can see there's not a whole lot of white there, right? So simple tuna sandwich. Now, what are we pairing with it, you ask? We're pairing class 2 of the day. We're pairing gin, we are pairing rum, and we're pairing whiskey. Gin, rum, and whiskey, okay? I'll talk about each alcohol individually as we go on. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do a tuna sandwich with some gin then. So, this is my favorite gin right now. This is Phi Gin from the island of Maui, Hawaii. It's delicious, it's sippable, it's earthy, it's just a yummy gin. It's not one I would waste on a mixed drink other than maybe a martini, very dry martini. Man, that's a good gin. I really don't know what this is going to do with fish, with tuna. You don't like it?
I don't like it. It turned really fishy. Like after...
The gin?
Yeah. I really have a fishy taste in my mouth at the moment.
So it's odd because drinking the gin and then going to the sandwich, I really enjoyed. Going back to the gin, you're right. The gin went icky.
Yeah.
But that first bite after taking that first sip, there was this herbal thing that happened with the tuna. Because tuna salad can be very mush on your palate. It can be very just flat. That elevated the tuna sandwich to great heights. It wasn't just a tuna sandwich anymore. It had a little freshness to it, right? However, then when I go back to the gin, and herein lies the problem, because it's a one-bite pairing this way. It was great the first time, but now it's not going to be great for the rest of the pairing, right? Good for one bite is what we're saying. Don't do that one again. I wouldn't personally.
No.
You're right. That was... But that first bite was that tuna sandwich was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
All right, we're going to go on to rum here. And we are using another Hawaiian rum, or another Hawaiian alcohol. This is from Kohana. And this is their Koho rum. This is from the island of Oahu, Hawaii. This is a sipping rum. You should never put this in a mixed drink. One, this tiny little bottle I showed you guys right here is like $40 or $50. But two, it would be a waste of the rum. It would do any favors for it. Dude, that rum's so good.
So, I liked it. It, like, turned the rum smokier. Like, it just tasted like maybe, like, more of a smokier tuna fish. It was pretty tasty.
I agree with you on the smokiness. That rum's not a smoky rum. Rum is not smoky. Let's be clear on that. It's not aged long enough to grab any of that smoke flavor. Rum is sweet. It's also distilled from sugar, so it's a naturally sweet drink. But you're right. They elevated each other. Actually, that was a wonderful sipping rum, and it became this beverage on its own with the tuna. I really did enjoy that one. So interesting that canned tuna could possibly elevate anything. Canned tuna and what is this? This is like Best Foods. This isn't even like real mayonnaise. It's the diet mayo, right? And I think even on top of that, it's Best Foods Light. So it's even diet-tier. Wow, that was tasty. Yeah. All right, so we're moving on to whiskey. We're using Canadian whiskey for this purpose. Canadian Mist right here. Any Canadian whiskey will do. If you don't have a Canadian whiskey, I would go to an American blended. And if you don't have an American blended, a rye would substitute behind that. I wouldn't quite hit bourbon for a tuna sandwich. Ooh. Bad mash.
I'm gonna let you go first.
There's a sourness in my mouth. I can't place what's happening exactly, but going back to the whiskey became sour. And whiskey, that's not a word that I ever want to use to describe whiskey. Oaky, smoky, sharp, sweet, sure. But sour is not a word I want to use. Now, that being said, as it lingers on my palate here, the fish came out in the tuna sandwich. I'm getting more tuna forward in my palate, if you will.
For me, I feel like it didn't do anything.
Interesting.
Which is why I wanted you to go first, because I was trying to let it linger for a minute.
Right.
I tasted the tuna, I tasted the whiskey. It seemed the same almost to me, doing both. So it's not one of those that affected each other for me.
Nothing either direction for you. Mm-hmm. So what you just saw was prime example. I'm always saying palates are different, people. Don't let someone like me tell you what you should be tasting. I'm telling you what I taste. She's telling you what she tastes. You might taste something completely different than what we're doing here. And that's the point of going to a pairing class. It's to learn and educate your palate, right? If you haven't watched any of the other videos, this is your first one, just real quick. This is kind of what we do to prepare for a pairing class. When we do a pairing class, it's in depth. It's 5 pairings with 5 bites of food, 5 beverages. And it's interactive. It's immersive. It's formal, more formal than this. And you're learning a lot more about the alcohols, where they come from, how they're made, why the chemical reaction's creating. What you're seeing in these videos is what I do before we get to those pairing classes. Because what happens is a company, a bar says, hey, can you come do a whiskey class? Sure. What whiskeys do you have that you want me to put in the pairing class? And they'll either leave it up to me, they'll buy what I tell them to, or if they have some specifically that they might have a lot of stock of, they'll say, hey, we want to feature these 5 whiskeys. Well, then I got to figure out what to pair with it. I can't just show up on the day of not having tried anything and tell you, hey, we're going to pair this whiskey with this bite of food, having never tasted it. So what you're seeing in these classes is all that prep work that goes into that. I know it's a huge sacrifice for us to drink this much and eat this much food just for you guys, but we do it for you. Honestly, we do. Out of the 3, what was your favorite? We had the gin, we had the rum, and we had the whiskey with our tuna sandwich.
I enjoyed the rum the best.
I'm going to agree with you 100%. The rum was a delicious pairing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think we would have the same result with a white rum. like a Bacardi Blanco. I don't think we'd have the same result with a spiced rum either, like a Captain Morgan spiced rum, what you would put in a rum and coke. But with a dark rum, which is what we used here, nice dark rum, not spice, it's just a very sweet, yummy rum. That was a beautiful, beautiful pairing. We hope you enjoy these classes, guys. We enjoy filming them for you. We're having a good time over in quarantine, trying to just keep motivated, and we hope you can do the same. I know it's rough out there. But please, 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 just take it one day at a time. Keep those hands nice and washed. Stay away 6 feet away from other people. Don't be gathering, guys. I've seen some posts on Facebook. I've actually unfriended some people. Don't be gathering. Stay home. If you absolutely have to go out, to pick up necessities. We're talking medications and food. I'm not talking about going and hanging out anywhere. If you have to go out, make sure you wear that mask. Doesn't have to be a fancy mask, doesn't have to be a medical mask. You can wrap a scarf. I've used a scarf. You can use a bandana, whatever you have laying around, just to cover your face. You're not wearing it for you. You're wearing it for other people, right? It's keeping you in, okay? Now, if you wear one to keep you in, you're protecting me. And if I wear one to keep me in, I'm protecting you. It only works if we all participate, okay? Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you guys being here. We'll get through this together.
Bye, guys.